explained just now, that the PIM don't have to be at the front, because PIM is something that you don't edit all the time. And what you need to, when you log in to access, right, the more things that the frequent access should be at the front, and the less access will be at the back. But now the PIM is at the front, the lead application is in the middle. So stick to the lead.
So this one is overall for document. We do the document based on the page, different page. And then we have print screen for all the pages. And this one is an assembly page. We have all the print screen here. And then the action, the function that's available in this page. After that, for the coding part, we just print, paste all the coding.
It's commented, the coding is commented.
Yeah, just commented for the coding. That's all. Got. As usual, here we got the class diagram and the activity diagram.
Okay. How many tables are database table? How many tables you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
10 tables.
more than
30 tables.
something like that.
Around 30 database tables.
So is it the format that you require?
This is the document.
Change the overall.
Okay, show me the coding part.
We have two groups of different coding part. This is Team 2 one, and then we have Team 1. Team 2 is just commented for the each special coding. And for the
It's okay.
for Team 1, they commented like this.
Where is the previous coding? For example, if let's say you coded it this way and you would like to modify it. So before the modification, where is all the changes?
Is it before the modification is added?
No, modification, not.
We do modification always.
Sorry?
We do modify the coding
From the previous presentation, this is the second one, right? So the previous one, we attended your presentation. So after that, we will ask you to make some changes. So this will be the final. Okay, so where's the previous coding?
we have.
But you want them to put it in.
You need to put it in. That means, okay, the documentation that you have done, okay, for like the database, the chart, the thing, is okay. Okay, the only thing that I like to comment is that, especially programmers, they like to do so. When they do debug, they just, okay, this one I don't want to read, I delete it and put in the proper thing. Okay, but in actual fact, you should keep whatever coding that you already done.
We have backup.
Or yeah, you back up in a totally different file.
We get backup.
Yeah. So that's why I give the documentation sample to you all. That the most important thing is actually the 2 columns down there, before and after.
Can you open up the documentation that is the email to me?
But if you want to compare those coding, it's time consuming.
I know, but that one will be next time when you work, this will be the proper way to keep your coding, all the coding.
So
Okay, we do it from bottoms up. Okay, firstly is the original coding is what we are having right now. Okay, so now you need to do some modification on top of the So the original one, you put it here at the original source code, and then the new one, the modified one, you put it here at the bottom part. Okay, it's best that you have another column which is a comment why and how you do the changes.
Do you have to copy all the coding for the
No, just the modification part.
Those things you have changed.
Those things that you have changed. And you go back up. Okay, why we put it this way is because firstly, when you modify it. Second, the source code file name and the version. Remember one thing, okay, to set a version for your file is actually very, very important.
Versioning.
That means, okay, this is the first modification. Okay, so the first development will be at version 1. Okay, then the first modification will be at 1.1. You know, if it's a major changes. If it's not a major changes, then it will be 1.1.1. And then you've got 1.1.2, and so everyone got different way of setting up their version, but the version represents the programming, and also when you look back, you know how many steps you've been done. You know, there is a lot of product out there. They use number to represent their product. The number is actually the modification, how many times they modify the thing. Just like you got, let's say, just give a rough example, like you promote 705, you know, or 605. This is how many times they did it, you know, to improve until they get it. So the version is very important that you'll be able to trace it back. So that's why I need you to put in the modification, and you always remember why this source code is exists. That means the main reason of doing this. So you always put back the program description. So the program description, every time, every version will still be the same. But why you still need to put it there? Because you need to remind yourself you don't want yourself to be off track. Okay. And then will be the modification. That means you want to let yourself know that today, why am I making the changes? There must be a reason behind, you know. And also, when you are facing problem, you do it, and after you do it, even though your coding don't meet the requirement, that means it's not success, it's a no. Okay, but you still need to do the documentation. Why? Is because if that's the way you do it, okay, the one that take over your job knows that you already tried this and it's not working. So then they don't waste time to try the same method. This is why, even though today the modification is not succeed, you still need to do the documentation.
I think the problem that they just concentrate on the software development. They did not keep track of the changes they have done.
Yeah.
They don't have a backup copy. They just override the new. We have a backup copy of the
More than
changes.
14.
No, they have a backup copy, but remember one thing. Today, without this documentation, okay, after 2 weeks or after a month, you want to compare your new source code with your backup source code. Can you? Yeah. This is why the documentation needed. You know, with the documentation needed, anytime you can compare. The most important thing with a documentation is that after you document it, anyone that take over the development, they just need to spend time on reading the documentation, they can start work immediately. This is the problem that most of the programmer facing, is that when you want to take over someone else's programming, basically you need to redo. course without the documentation. So if you have proper documentation, then you don't have to, you can straight away carry on.
Okay.
So you all got the idea.
So, we need to redo our still need to redo.
Meaning you can keep your first documentations. So whatever modified or the new features that you put it in, I mean, so there's a new release. Because I believe no system is perfect. You always debug. Whatever you have done the debug, you just need to fill in the form. This. Okay.
But their question is because of time. Right now.
Yeah. No, all this comment is for your future. It's not for your, not.
Not now.
Now.
Not now. Okay.
For the future.
So thank you. Maybe now, before we call the other group, how you have seen the work of the student from the checkpoint review up to now. What are your recommendations or any comment from your team? Can I invite the whole team here in front? Yeah, Whitey. Listen, at least this is the most important thing that you will learn from them. They have seen our students for, I think, 3 times, kick off, checkpoint, and now is the final review. Is it so cold?